Maybe it's a good time to point out anything that has a cute little nickname, right? On this
Oh, well,
tray.
there's lots of those.
All right.
Okay, starting here, this is called a bald green hornet. Anytime it has a green patch on one end and yellow on the other, it's a bald green hornet.
Okay.
This is a Marie marble,
Oh.
named after George's wife.
All right. And that has a little red somewhere. Oh, there it is. Red with blue there.
It's actually maroon color.
It's a maroon. Hard to find.
Very hard to find.
Yeah.
They made it in peewee size.
Oh, that's right.
And
even a double
and
ingot.
5/8. I saw a double ingot. I think you have that, but I've never seen a bigger. This would be considered an exotic.
Okay.
St. Mary's exotic. This would be a St. Mary's watermelon blend, not blended watermelon, but watermelon blend.
Okay.
You use the word blend after. A blended marble has very thin, tight lines, like a blended Girl Scout or a blended. Yeah. This would be a spider melon.
Mm-hmm.
This is
that's a transition between two different models, right?
Basically, or you could say they use blue accent color on a watermelon. It's either way. But yeah, you're right. It would be the color combination of both Spider-Man and a watermelon.
Right.
This is an exotic.
Oh man!
Now these marbles these two are unique in that these are called first watermelons.
Okay.
Now they were not necessarily the first version of watermelon. Actually, did not have oxblood in it. It would be the standard red and green watermelon. If you want to technically talk about transition of various watermelons, but the early collectors named these first watermelons because they came before the actual transition that you would see with these. So this is a shooter size, and this is a 5/8. Some of these are just drop dead gorgeous because of the color combination with them.
And this one in between has some rose pink color.
That one doesn't have a name, but it's
multicolored.
Very color.
Very color.
It's a very color. One other thing on this one, this is certainly a Girl Scout, but it has what's called burnt oxblood. There are a few patterns. There's I've seen a Girl Scout. I've seen spider melon with burnt oxblood. I've seen watermelon with burnt oxblood. And it's just basically the oxblood ribbon got so hot that it turned
darkened out.
Yeah, this would be an exotic. This doesn't. I guess a dragonfly with oxblood.
Okay.
No name there. No name there. No name. That's a bumblebee. That's a St. Mary's bumblebee variation. None of these have names. That's an early Girl Scout.
Oh, that's a Girl Scout, right.
St. Mary's Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Another watermelon blend.
Okay.
No name. That's an exotic. This is Hercules. Now this is a St. Mary's Sunset.
Okay.
This is a Sunrise, St. Mary's Sunrise.
Yeah.
That's a St. Mary's Sunset. That's an exotic. I think that's an exotic. And this is an early, both of these marbles were early variations of the watermelon. You can see the colors are the same, and they have oxblood.
Okay.
But they're not in the standard known pattern.
Yeah.
So it would
still
be
tweaking.
It would have been something they were tweaking to get to the final watermelon pattern.
So these are all St. Mary's.
All St. Mary.
All right, Gerald. Thank you, sir. Continuing with a second grant board. So we're going to do 33 lightning round nicknames and descriptions. And Gerald has been working with me on this board remotely with great attention to ensure that we present proper and accurate terminology here. All right, so first marble on the board is a bit of a curveball and an appeal to Marble King collectors to always check the base glass on your marbles. This marble doesn't have a nickname, but it does have a transparent cobalt base with red and powder blue striping. Also, what makes it super special are slight orange accents at each pole. And these are not to be confused with the more common modern opaque Spider-Man types shown here. Now there are a ton of Marble King Bumblebee variations. We're going to look at a few of them here. This is a St. Mary's bee on a translucent base glass. That's a translucent base glass. You can see some of that translucency right here along this open window. The amethyst glass can act pretty differently on a translucent bee in comparison to a milk glass bee, and these can be wildly variable depending on the patterns and the coverage of the yellows and amethyst ribbon work. Here's a real showstopper. This is a St. Mary's bumblebee with a big fat ultraviolet purple band paired with royal blue accent stripes. Terrific marble. I mean, just look at that thing. Here's another stud Marble King. It's the perfect example of a Bengal tiger with crisp fine lines of yellow inside the red ribbons and tracing the red at the edges. That is a bright red glass there instead of orange. For a marble to be qualified as a Bengal tiger, the amethyst ribbons should always be traced in yellow at the edges. This is north-south. So this marble has a gray base, looks a little bit like a lamp glass base, but that's gray, with predominantly yellow striping and blue accent colors. So one half of it shows the gray and the other half of it shows the blue. This is a sneaky little marble, really tough to find, north-south. Here we have a knockout marble, one of the best machine-made marbles ever produced. This is really just a Cub Scout with red accents. So the proper terminology here is St. Mary's Special Cub Scout with red accents. Nice to see those thick, wide bands of blue. Also to note, this is a 6-panel marble. This marble is a genuine vintage machine-made rock star. Next row, this is not a headlamp marble. Similar, but this marble is a transparent rainbow. So if you backlight this marble, it will show a clear base with cobalt and white striping. It makes it hard to find, actually, clear rainbow. Here's the textbook Marble King Clown. Pretty tough to come by, very collectible, probably a $100 marble at this point. This is a 5/8 of an inch marble. This one's a little bit of a stumper. And it may not be the most eye-appealing, but it's a transparent-based St. Mary's prototype watermelon with a brushed red surface accompanied by pea green and lime green accents, and really a very rare marble. This one shows the lamp glass base, and look how that red kind of pops off that base there. It's another obscure watermelon. I love this. This is the only cat's eye here that I'm showing, but fiery red with olive tips, right? That orangey red is divine. This is one of the more sought after Marble King cat's eyes. So I threw this one up on the board because it's a little tricky to ID. This one's a Hercules blend, so it features nice wide bands of blue and amethyst with precision streaks of yellow. This is a top shelf Marble King that you don't often come across. Love this marble. This is from Brian Hilbert from Vintage Marble Grading. We got Mr. Brian Hellfire Hilbert. Let's clap. Let's Stremmy sketch you. Let's Stremmy sketch you. What the heck? This is a Golden Boy. So it has a transparent baby blue base with yellow and orange striping. First example I've ever seen with both yellow and orange showing. All right, we'll start out the middle row with a 5-color varicolor. Look at this marble. This has green, yellow, cornflower blue, and oxblood on a milk white base glass. Very unusual. I've seen these around once in a blue moon, There's another vari-color with a bold orange patch at the pole that gets blended in with yellows and amethysts. And I swapped this one in last second because it was just screaming for attention. This is a killer patch and ribbon hermaphrodite. Perfect patch and ribbon pattern. I purchased this at the 2019 Sistersville show, one of my first top shelf Marble Kings. And it's still with me. Right, so here we have another vari-color. Look at this marble. This marble features several yellow ribbons, one wide cobalt band with oxblood ripping through the middle of it, plus a green accent and an amethyst pole. Watch out. Here's another vari-color that looks a lot like the one we showed here, but only difference, it shows less orange on the one pole and more yellow on both poles. Similar vari-color. This marble has a very loud red going on there and an oxblood stripe ripping through that medium blue base. Nice straight lines on this and wide bands. I love marbles with wide bands for a Marble King. They always end up being my favorites. So that's a great marble. And this one is Batman, right? So nice dark blue, similar to that one, but we have a pattern of the red that stripes over that blue. Striking contrast between the blues, reds, and whites here. Tough marble. This is a 1960s Paden City model. This model was nicknamed by Junior Ice. And when you think of Batman, you think of blue and yellow. Don't know why the red and blue equals Batman, so go figure. Next row up, we've got some black-based marbles. This one at first glance looks like a green hornet maybe, but it's a black-based dragonfly. So we have green and blue on a black base. With these black-based marbles, you really want to get your nose up to them and inspect them closely, as they can occasionally surprise you with subtle accents, which would assign them to the 1950s St. Mary's plant. So this one's unusual in that it's a lighter phase Hercules. The blue glass here is a slightly lighter color than the standard blue, and it features both green and purple accent stripes. File under the best of the best. Our next model is a blended dragonfly, a little unique in that it's dark blue dominant. Usually these are green dominant. This one has a streak of oxblood and it shows chromium oxide in the green field. Here we have a fine example of blood bee. You want to see a lot of yellow with these marbles. This one has a huge yellow pole to it. This is a white-based marble with a lot of yellow, along with red and amethyst. Now you might think this is a textbook Ruby Bee, but it's another curveball, and it's an exercise in closely inspecting your Marble Kings. This marble is actually a translucent-based Ruby Bee with a white accent stripe right here. That's striped on the surface. And as Gerald Witcher would say, always identify your Marble Kings from the inside out. It should make things a little easier. Back when the early collectors first named Ruby Bees, both the reds and the browns with yellow were kind of lumped under the same general Ruby Bee nickname, and it stuck. So right next to it is a super loud red and yellow blended Ruby Bee. There's some impressive variations with the blended style Ruby Bees, and I'm always on the hunt for them. Here comes a proper reverse robin. Look at the lines on this guy. These marbles show the robin ribbon structure, but in reverse order. Now there's a lot of misidentified robins out there. So what you want to look for are two distinct blue poles and really no white glass on the marble. These marbles are opaque blue based and actually super scarce. I do have 3 variations of Marble King exotics. This one looks a little bit like a fruit stripe with that green, but this is considered an exotic and a good beefy size, 21/32 of an inch for this one. This is a more common exotic with a yellow and orange pole and green and blue. And this is a tougher to find one with subtle layers of amethyst, brown, green, and blue striping and a red pole. These are fetching over $100 at this point for the exotics. 3/4 inch marbles are tough to find for Marble King. Here are 3 killers. This is the Paden City Dark Tiger, and look at the pole on that. That beautiful punchy orange red, and some excellent blends going on with this. This is a great looking marble. Another obscure one here, because I believe this is an orange, green, and blue tricolor that came out blended. So I suppose you could just call it a blended tricolor rainbow. Anytime you see these blends and these striations in the glass for Marble King, like these for example, these are all intentionally produced. So, you know, big props for Marble King. This is big time quality work here. And here we have, this is an orange B. So with this marble, instead of having amethyst and yellow, we've got orange and yellow. And this might be some blending of the colors here. But this one's considered very hard to find marble. This is an orange B. A big thank you to Gerald Witcher, who helped me walk us through this pretty advanced nickname board. And if you made it through this point of the video, a big thank you to you. I'm very grateful for your viewership. Say hi in the comments and best of luck on your collectible vintage Marble King's treasure hunt.